Seriously, I get the feeling something bad is about to happen. Yum.
Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the Day Trip TV channel. Today, I'm excited to take a look into the lore of our new survivor, Sable Ward. We did it! We fucking did it! I'm not monetized, so I can say fuck in my intros. Suck it, YouTube. Anyways, we finally have our Gothic / emo babe. I'm not having the emo versus goth debate.
Okay, different how? One is good and emos are horrible.
So I'm referring to Sable as a Gothic emo baddie.
With an emo girl,
I fell in love with an
with your heart on the line. I really fucked it up this time.
Taking my simp shoes off for a bit though, I did want to genuinely explore Sable's lore, origins, and what we know so far, so that's what we're gonna do. Buckle up. Sable Ward is not afraid to embrace the darkness or the power that lies within it. Sable figured she had to be adopted. No way was she the progeny of her insanely perky mom and her grinning, golf-playing frat boy of a dad. They did not understand the first thing about her. No one in Greenville did, except for Michaela. Ooh, connection with Michaela. They were fast friends since 3rd grade. Up until then, Sable had no friends. She was not into ponies, dolls, tea parties, or teddy bears. She liked bugs, lizards, riding bikes, and dirt clod fights. Her favorite holiday was Halloween, and Michaela was the only one who didn't think she was crazy when she dyed her hair purple in the 8th grade. Sable's mom was furious. Bitch. And her dad didn't even notice. What a chat. Michaela went with her to the mall when she got her ears pierced and helped her pick out her first tattoo, an occult symbol hidden in a place her parents would never see. Michaela declined to get her own tattoo. She flirted with the dark side, but she didn't live it, not like Sable. The dark side made sense to Sable. She reveled in it, partly because it freaked out her parents and teachers, partly because it felt like who she was. Some called her a goth because of the way that she presented herself, but she was not into labels. She loved horror movies and found the occult exciting. It made sense to her. She knew that the shiny suburban world of her mom and dad had a dark underbelly. They were afraid to confront their fear, so they pretended everything was perfect and that they would live forever. But Sable knew better. Death stalked us all, and nobody was getting out alive. Michaela got Sable a job at Moonstone, probably the only place in town that would have hired her. She took classes at the local college and produced a guerrilla radio show on the shortwave in her attic. All Things Wicked This Night was about the world's dark underbelly, the occult, urban legends, horror, and often there were even heated discussions with Michaela about the horror movies they'd catch at the only theater in Greenville. Our new map. Michaela liked her horror with little comedy, but Sable liked it meaner, scarier, bloodier. She relished the gore, enjoyed the terror, liked to feel the adrenaline rush, and their debates were entertaining to say the least. Kinda sounds like Sable would have been a pretty huge Terrifier fan. Art the Clown crossover when? Anyways, let's continue. When searching for inspiration for her show, Sable would take walks in the cemetery with all the statues and headstones of early settlers who had founded the town as a sanctuary for those escaping persecution. She often talked about that history on her show, and she formed a theory that the uncanny sightings and disappearances were somehow linked to the town's history. One caller suggested the town was built on top of a fracture. The caller went on to describe a fracture as an overlap between worlds. Another caller said these fractures were created by an ancient cult devoted to forgotten demons. Another caller defined fractures as a cosmic buffet for an elder god that fed on pain, fear, and misery. And one caller even argued that it was not a fracture, but the unknown, a mysterious creature that consumed anyone who dared to imagine it. All the theories made for fun and inspiring debates, and she loved nothing more than to discuss real-life horror until the horror became personal. One evening, Sable challenged Michaela to tell a real horror story at Moonstone's annual Halloween festival. Bro, what? Your town has annual Halloween festivals? What the fuck? My town sucks. It scared the crap out of people. Stop dancing around the horror and embrace it. Tell a story about the unknown. Make them imagine it. Sable really wanted Michaela to pop off here with a story. Make them believe the unknown will show up on stage. Nothing terrifies an audience more than a show that could potentially kill them. Michaela laughed at the idea and declined the challenge because she was working on another story with her roommate. But a strange black fog had taken Michaela during the performance. Sable felt the icy hand of guilt grab her by the back of the neck. She was convinced that she had somehow sent Michaela to her doom. Did the unknown take her? Did she try to define the unknown? What about her roommate? Her roommate disappeared as well. But then she realized Michaela's story wasn't about the unknown. It was about something else, another dimension, a dimension filled with terrifying creatures, sadistic killers, and endless horror. This was not the unknown. Sound familiar? Huh? Anyone? Huh? So a real quick side note, it's interesting to see the parallels between Hattie. I know it's a direct connection with Michaela and Sable, but there are still parallels to the Dredge and Hattie, but we'll get to that later. Bigger parallel I see here is the connection between the unknown and the entity. With this realization, Sable began to investigate other disappearances in Greenville. Before long, she realized most of the disappearances occurred at the theater or somewhere close by. Investigating further, she discovered the theater was built over the ruins of an old one-room schoolhouse that she'd burned to the ground in the 1920s. Somehow the students couldn't get out, and everyone perished in the flames. Feeling close to an answer, she continued the research and discovered 2 teenage brothers had recently disappeared from that theater, Elias and Elin. The only witness, their younger sister, Ellen, what a cute, quirky name scheme, was committed to an institution after ripping her eyes out. Okay, Jesus Christ. All right, so yeah, Ellen was committed to an institution after ripping her eyes out. Yeah, all right, we're getting there. And so, pretending to be a relative, Sable wanted to talk to Ellen, who admitted she and her brothers had been trying to steal old movie posters from the storage room behind the movie screen. She then described a secret door in the basement and a passageway that led to another place, a dark place, a cold place, an evil place. Stay away from there, she begged. Stay away. But Sable was not about to stay away, not after that story. Determined to see Michaela again, Sable hitched a ride to the theater and soon found the door behind the movie screen. In the darkness, she jimmied the door open with a crowbar and headed down a creaking wooden stairway to the dank cellar. A light switch activated, flickering fluorescent lights that illuminated a room filled with broken theater seats and old movie posters dating back 80 years. She searched the sprawling basement and found a thick wooden door behind a poster of the original Frankenstein. She pushed and shoved the door open to reveal an endless circular stairway descending into perfect darkness. Using a pen light to navigate, she descended for 10 minutes before she noticed the cold, black fog rising from the lower depths. The same black, cold fog that had taken Michaela. Sable considered running back up the stairs to where she would be safe, but then she thought about the terrifying creatures and sadistic killers and the endless horror, and she quickly decided she was not gonna let her best friend have all the fun. And that is all we know so far about the connection of Sable and Michaela. That's all we know about Sable's backstory at the moment. I will have a separate video outlaying her perks as well as the Unknown's perks and his power. So I just wanted to knock out these lore videos, and I will continue to do lore, I think that'll probably take the focus, I'm not gonna lie, of the channel, as I honestly don't have a deep understanding of the entity. I've been playing for about a year. I've read a good amount of the pages of the lore in game, and I think this would be a perfect opportunity for myself and anyone else who's interested to take a ride into the realm and learn more about the entity and the characters that inhabit it. So again, if you guys enjoyed the video, consider hitting that like you like. Again, maybe a little sub. God, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to do this YouTube shit. There will be more videos on the way, and I do stream almost daily on twitch.tv/daytriptv_. Other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next video or in the fog if we happen to run into each other, and check out our stream sometime. All right, that's about it. See ya.